Alright, so three examples of hyperbolas. First one here has the equation in standard form. You can just look at it, know what the center is, etc., make a sketch. There is one thing that we have not talked about, it's asymptotes, so I'll talk about that. So do as much as you can, and you've drawn asymptotes. I'm going to ask you to find the equation of the asymptotes. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to try this problem. Ready, set, go. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to recognize that my center is at -1, 3. So -1, 3. I was also told from students that this is literally the same problem I did in my first video. Really? So if you want to fast forward 3 minutes, go ahead. Sorry about that. That's what happens. I just make up problems. So is this an up and down or left and right? And how do we know? It's up and down because y squared is first. Y squared is first, x squared is second, so it's going to go up and down. Okay, so what's my A?
Oh, I get it. The y came first.
A is 4. A squared is always first for hyperbolas. That is always going to be A squared. That is always going to be B squared. So that means B is 3. Pythagorean theorem will figure out that C is 5 because A squared plus B squared equals C squared. C ends up being 5. Okay, so that's the relationship A, B, and C for hyperbolas. Let's see, I've got A of 4, so I go up 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a vertex. Down 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a vertex. So that's at -1, -1, and I also have one at -1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The foci, it's going to curve like this and like this. The foci are inside the curves, so I have to know what C is. Well, that's 5, so I'm going up one more, so it's -1, 8, and -1, -2. Alright, so in order to draw my sketch, I need to go out B units. 2, 3. And I go B units the other way. 1, 2, 3. There's my box. There's my asymptotes, what we're going to find here in a second. My sketch. Looks like it goes to that asymptote, this asymptote, down here, and down, here. Alright, so, in algebra class, we learned how to find equations of lines. What two things do you need for the equation of a line? Slope and y-intercept. Very good. We're trying to find the equation of this line. We need to know its slope and its y-intercept. The easiest way to find the slope is just to go from one corner of the box to the other corner, and you can go rise over run. So this is 8, and this is 6. So the slope of that line is 8 over 6, which is 4 over 30.
Easier to just go from the center to the corner?
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, that is just as easy, if not easier. Whatever. Yes. You're like, duh. So if you want to go from here to here, that would be 4 over 3. However you want to do it, the slope is 4/3. So we know that y equals 4/3 x plus b. We need to know 1 point in order to find b. Who's got a point for me?
-1, 3.
-1, 3. That's what I would use. I would use the center because my asymptote goes right through the center. We could have also used these, but center is already given. It's -1, 3. So -1, 3. There's your x. There's your y. You can solve for b. And b, let's see if I add 4/3. So 9/3 was 4/3. It's 13/3. That's our b. So this asymptote is y equals 4/3 x plus 13/3. There's my first asymptote.
The m is the slope, but the b is the
Y-intercept. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so my second asymptote, we need to know its slope. So you can go from one corner to the other corner, or you can go down and over. It's going to be -4/3. So negative 4/3, and we'll use negative 1 comma 3. Y equals mx plus b. My m is negative 4/3, my x is negative 1, my y is 3. Solve for b. Let's see, I could add 4/3, 9/3 plus 4/3. Oh, we're subtracting 4/3. 9/3 minus 4/3 is 5/3. 4/3 x plus 5/3.
That's a lot.
Questions on that? Yeah.
You can pull a lot of numbers out of a few numbers.
Yes,
That's crazy.
I will agree with that.
Are those the asymptotes?
Those are the asymptotes, yeah. You just wanted to say the word asymptote because you think it's weird.
Yeah.
All right, problem number 2 of 3. Here we go. Find the equation. All I want is the equation. There's your information. Ready, set, go. So, graphing negative 2 comma 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 2, negative 2. Foci, negative 2, negative 4. Negative 2, 6. Again, opening up and down, huh? So what's my center?
It's right there.
Negative 2, 1, that's right in the middle? Okay. So if my center is negative 2 comma 1, if it opens up and down, that means the y squared is being first. So I have a y minus 1 squared. I have an x plus 2 squared. I know it's equal to 1. Now I just need my a squared here. Well, what's a? A is the distance from the center to a vertex. A is 3, so that's a 9er. And then b, we don't know. We know a is 3. We know c is c 5? Another 3, 4, 5er. So b equals 4, so that is 16. Again, not doing any square root stuff. Raise your hand if you got that for the equation. Nice. All right. So I'm feeling pretty good about how and celebrate. I think if you're given the equation, you can find all this stuff, even generating it from information like that. I feel if there's one type of problem we may still struggle, it is completing the square. So just put that in standard form. And I feel like you could probably finish the problem. We'll just stop right there once you've put it in standard form. I'll give you a couple minutes. Ready, set, go. If I asked you, what is the center? Have you found the center?
Yes.
What is it? 82 comma 4. All right. So you could potentially get the center correct and still not completely complete the square. But we'll see how we did. All right, so I've got my x's and y's next to each other. I'm going to pull out a 25. I'm going to pull out a negative 4. So I'm going to add how much to the right side? 100. Half of negative 8 is negative 4, squared is 16. So I'm now subtracting 64 from each side, because that's negative 4 times 16 is negative 64. All right, so now I have 25 x plus 2 squared minus 4 y minus 4 squared equals 100. How many got that far? What is my next move? Divide by 100. Very good. Divide by 100. Divide by 100. Divide by 100. Okay. Now we've got some simplifying to do. 25 over 100 is the same as 1/4, so it's just 4 on the bottom. 4 over 100 is 1 over 25, so it's just 25 on the bottom. And did you say -2, 4 for your center?
Yes.
I concur. What's my A value here? Is it 5 or is it 2?
2.
2 because A is always first on hyperbolas. We are done.